What's going on, folks? Painless Risen. Uh, someone asked me, you know, that they used to like my political topics, issues, you know. They say, you know what? Excuse me. They say, you know what, Painless, I remember you. It's good. You're still around. But you seem to change a little bit. Um, you seem to be more kind of with the manospheric talk. I wish you would go back to your political issues, you know. And I got to thinking, and I didn't reply. And I don't reply to messages or whatever things like that. Even on my comments, I may super like or give a heart, but I don't do too much. After I drop a video, I don't really do too much with it, you know. Like I said, I've never received. Let me tell you something, folks. I've never received a dime. I put up one time my PayPal on here, and I think it's still on here. But I've never asked for any money. I do this leisurely. I've always done this leisurely. And what happens is I just do it when the hell I feel like doing it. And sometimes people, I understand you want a steady flow of videos. And I've kicked the can because I do. Let me tell you something also. I do enjoy doing this. You know, I don't come here half cocked, half assed doing a video. I enjoy it. And sometimes, that's all. I don't know what else to say about that. I do it when I feel like doing it. That's it. But, and it got me to thinking, if you really look at it, my things that I've discussed are manospheric in nature. The rejection of femininity in the sense of it being this overwhelming movement, and then now it's metamorphosized in something else with these younger young ladies and men starting to entertain this nonsense, where we have to question, should a man come on, folks, we're at the point to where a man, we have a Supreme Court justice that can't give a proper definition of what a woman is. That's crazy. We're having discussions about whether a man who thinks he's a woman should be in women's sports. Like, are we really having this conversation? Unfortunately, we are. I mean, I ain't, but people really are having real sit downs and firesides about this stuff. So yeah, my stuff that this is nothing new. The saying that women, yeah, you can do. I've said this for years. I've said this, that women, especially you sisters out here doing all this over the top traveling, that when you go to other countries, you can't get away with the stuff that we can, because Haji, he thinks when you go to Dubai, women are supposed to act a certain way. When you go to Asia, in Mumbai, has a projection or an outlook on how women are, and you come over there from East St. Louis or Gary, Indiana, with that Gary, Indiana country ghetto-ass mentality you got, to Ho Chi Minh City, people gonna look at you sideways. Whereas us as guys, we get kind of like a pass, so much that we, especially, guys, especially black men, we know that we can't slip nowhere. So we know how to act accordingly. Ain't too many brothers going somewhere and showing out because they're going to throw us. Shit, man, you go right over to TJ in San Diego and Tijuana. We know what time it is once we step across that border as black men or men in general. When we go to Juarez out in El Paso, we know what's up. But you sisters will go over there and plumb show out. And I'm going to get into why that is. But yeah, my talking points have always been manospheric in nature. I think the manosphere is what it is. The black manosphere is what it is. I think we saw that with CGA and his little debacle with this with another white co-host in there. You know, it went real left. See, I wouldn't even entertain those stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being on your podcast and you gonna ambush me because I'm gonna light your ass up right at your house. I'm gonna light your ass up right in your house. So I wouldn't even fool with it. But yeah, it's these things, politics and manosphere, they're intertwined. They are intertwined. It's just like I said. Now there's a stamp. There's a term, a formal term for all these things that a lot of guys across all color spectrums have been discussing and talking about. You understand? So, no, yeah, it's just is what it is. You know, but like I said, these things are causing women to act a certain way. And where you find this at? Right in these colleges and universities. I can't tell you how much I've talked about the intelligentsia at these colleges and liberal universities. These are the breeding grounds of all this nonsense. That is ground zero of all this nonsense. You even have people out here that will hire think tanks and professors to talk about issues. You know, you think that the military, when they started implementing all these co-ed, women can be rangers now, women can jump on a tank. You think they didn't go to these colleges, these think tanks, and these colleges and universities and get some type of study or some type of information or outlook from these professors that major in philosophy and sociology and things like that? Of course they did. And they were wrong. The military went woke, and now it's becoming unwoke. You know, people talking about headsets, and I did a video about that. And you know, hey, it is just what it is. That man is decorated. The Department of War Secretary, the Defense, whatever, he's a decorated veteran. So when he says your fat, so Colonel McCaffrey, when he says your fat ass needs to get out and start doing PT, and you don't you're commanding everyone else to do PT, but your stomach is sitting over your damn BDUs, I don't see nothing wrong with that. A lot of people do. And when you talk to people, they don't know what the hell they be talking about. They don't know what the hell they be talking about. This like I told you all I was going to Atlanta. That's when the last time I did the video, because I went to Atlanta. Had a good time with some family and some friends. Went to a game. Went to the Falcons and Dolphins game. And but yeah, I had and I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. So we chilling, you know, family. See, this is that stuff. This is that shit I exactly be talking about. people trying to corner your ass, thinking you gon' cause you around some people. Black folk, people do this, but black folk like, oh, so and so here, he won't say that if so and so around. Cause we know Auntie Jean, and see, Painless, I'm at the age where I could give a you know what. I really, if you're not making my toe, excuse me, if you're, it's early in the morning, so I'm getting my bearings. But if you're not making my toes curl, if you're not helping pay with bills or anything like that, if you're not my mama or my daddy, which to a lesser extent, I really could care what they think. But I don't have, I would never argue with my mama or my daddy to a point to where it's getting crazy. But anybody else is fair game. But unless you fall into those categories, I could give a shit. So my one of my cousins, one of my uncle's wives, try to, we sitting around. She's like, so yeah, you support Trump, don't you? Had that real sleazy Keisha talk. So you support Trump, don't you? And first off, I was like, how do you know who I support? And this is how you know you got snitch. This is why I fell back off Facebook. Because you got snitches. And people assume how you are. People assume like how you are, that you move a certain way. You know what I'm saying? That you move a certain way. I heard this brother, General Tito, say this about you can be a decent sized guy in terms of have a certain physique, and people will hate you for it in the so-called black community. You know why? I'm gonna add on to what that brother said. You want to know what else why? Because it demonstrates you have some level of commitment and discipline. And what do a lot of black folks lack and don't like to do, especially the B-dub? Discipline, accountability, and commitment. So when you fall in the spot like that, and you can just be regular, just walking through. He must like white girls. So let me get this understood. Let me get this straight. So I go to the gym, throw a little weights, maybe walk about 5 miles a day, because that's all really Painless does nowadays. I do a lot of walking. I like white girls, because I'm not eating Wendy's, and I'm not eating Bojangles and Popeyes, and don't forget Chick-fil-A every day for lunch, blowing money. I like white girls. Okay, I'll take that. You know what? You keep believing that. Keep believing that. But yeah, that's where all this stuff is manufactured at these colleges and universities. But yeah, she gonna sit there and say, "Oh, yes, you support Trump." I said, "Look," and see, in my mind, when I heard that, I said, "Game on." See, you wanted to start something. Guess what? I'ma finish it. So I went in. On Boots and Pearls. Her boots, she's an AKA. I tore her ass up on that. Told her about that. Told her how they really, since you want to talk about law breaking that Trump has done and all this, let's talk about how y'all just threw Boots and Pearls as the nominee without having and not letting the people who on that side, the Democratic side, have a vote. Because they all picked Biden. But Biden dropped out. I said, weren't y'all supposed to go back and dig in the crates and have a formal convention to vote instead of just taking it out the people of the Democratic Party and throw Boots and Pearls in there? Yeah. How about that? Let's talk about I hit her with the damn. All that she can do is feelings. Well, I don't like him. You ain't gotta like him. And I said to myself, I mean, Trump is what he is, but I'm not voting for Trump because his likability. I'm voting for Trump because of his policies. And then you had her daughter over that say, "Oh, you like Trump?" And now this is a girl. This is a girl that that travels around, travels everywhere you see on her social media. She's traveling around using freaking credit cards to fund a lifestyle. Doesn't know what to do with herself, but always got some shit to say about Trump. And see, that's the thing about a lot of you black folks nowadays. Why does the Epstein files interest you? Like, I'm still, see, black folks, y'all be worried about the wrong goddamn thing. Why are y'all so interested? Did y'all know who Epstein was? Why are y'all so interested? You need to worry about that shine you got living with you doing funny things to your little daughter while you at work and he at the crib, dropping you off in your overpriced 2014 Lexus that you paying $712 a month for with the cracked fender. That's what you need to be worried about. Not no goddamn Trump's health and his damn or the Epstein files. You in the wrong room, sister. You worried about the wrong stuff. Shit, talking about, see, that's the thing. So I ate her ass up. And see, this is the thing, when you around older black men, when a young boy come in, and I ain't young, but I was younger than all them, now they want to start getting brave. Now they want to, see, niggas ain't going to move unless somebody else, then they start coming out. I know they pay for that shit later. So let me tell you something. It's probably like when they got in that car, look, hey, because sisters love to try to bogart they men. Just like we saw this past election with Obama chastising again, Michelle talking noise again, trying to browbeat black men or these sisters out here saying, if you vote for Trump, you better sleep on the couch. Shit, okay. You know what I'm saying? Trying to strong arm brothers. But that's what the intelligentsia, the college elite have produced, this type of mentality. This and it's trickled down. Well, Payless, how does this happen if these sisters don't really go, to college? They come and infiltrate. They infiltrate. Y'all remember that program, Teach America? Maybe like 15, 20 years ago? I tried to do that program. I'm a decorated Army combat vet. College degrees. Numerous leadership positions. I had a nice resume. I had a nice packet that I submitted to Teach America. And I was willing to go to Oakland, because I got family in Oakland. I was willing to go to Bmore. What else? I think Miami. All these, I was willing to go there. I had gotten out the military and I was doing, odd jobs. I was selling cars. I was working, but I wanted a career. And I wanted to go teach. Do you know I got so many, you look, basically, yeah, nice resume, but no thanks. We've decided to move on to another candidate. And then when you look at the landscape of education in these inner cities, it's white women or limp wrist men. This is why you have this mentality out here. Shit like that. And that's how it's infiltrated. You got these young white girls that don't know nothing, have no inkling. I ain't from the inner city, but black folks is black folks to me. And I'm from the South. I'm from Alabama. I can shuck and jive with shines in Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia. You know why? Because that's where they come from. I can't tell you. One time I was in Detroit, and anybody know about Detroit? It's like, you know how Chicago and Mississippi, like you go to Chicago, it's a lot of people, they roots in Mississippi. That's how Detroit is with Alabama. When you go to Detroit, it's a lot of a good amount of black folks roots. They came from Alabama, up in East Lansing, Flint, Detroit, all up there, all Ann Arbor and all that. They find their roots in Alabama. So I went up there. It was refresh. Some of them old people, it was refreshing to hear a young man talk similar kind of how where they familiar with some damn sense. You understand? So yeah, but that Teach America, that's what they didn't want me. They rather go with a young Caucasian woman who has no connection, and that's how shit gets infiltrated. And we know sisters don't revere black unless he limp wrist, but a strong black man coming there, you know, dignified, ready to lay it down, ain't gonna roll over, ready to teach. They don't want that. It was never meant to be like that, as I've learned. But yeah, that's the mentality. You know what, a mentality where you can get on your damn camera and tell somebody, you better give me something so I can eat, or I'm gonna go and steal. That shit comes from these that feminist. That's where the mentality is coming from. Like I said in my last video, Trump is trying to unwind this administration, or this whatever, is trying to undo over 50 years of shit like this. And people don't like it. Them people gotta eat. Them people, no, you gotta get your ass a job so you can eat. And you worried about white folks getting stamps. And when you break down the numbers, see, this is simple mathematics. And I've even said this about black on black crime. You know, it's always, you hear Sergeant Willie P talking this, but what he misses is that if the black population was on equal foot, if there was just as many black people as there were as white people, which there isn't, our homicide, it would be catastrophic. So yeah, by default, by head for head, yes, white people get food stamps or users of welfare, federal assistance, state, local, whatever, than black folks. But percentage wise, see, this is where you're dealing with a lot of stupid motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is where all this stuff comes from. And you got these young black folks now. Look, let me tell you something. All that civil rights rhetoric, oh, I got fired because they're racist shit. That shit is out. You're using old civil rights tropes in an AI world. Like everybody's getting it now. Oh, I got fired because I'm racist. And then when you hear the person talking, you're like, I can see why your ass, you got one of them personalities where you're, as a guy, where you're very argumentative. You don't let people finish what they're explaining. And yeah, most guys that ain't black, most guys that are 43 and up, we're that last Gen X generation where we remember You shut the hell up when the dude was talking with some sense. All that interrupting shit, that's woman shit. All that low hanging fruit, I got fired because this place is racist. And then thanks to TikTok, because y'all put all your goddamn business out on the street, I can see you a weird ass dude. You're not a team player. It ain't about kissing ass. It's about getting what you need. Even gang members listen to instruction. Like, hey man, we need to get the hood right. Oh, hi J-Bone, how we need to get the hood right? Well, this is how. Blase, blase, blase. They listening. Nobody likes a Dudley Do-Right ass dude, person. Or a know-it-all. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hard pressed on that. Y'all black folks, y'all got enough shit on y'all plate to be worried about some damn Epstein files. Y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? Apparently it seems y'all need to worry about where your damn Thanksgiving coming from. Painless out.